going on, Vikings fans? Happy Victory Monday to all of you guys, and welcome in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman. Now, before we dive into today's show, I want to get this take out there because a lot of Vikings fans are still a little negative about the 3-2 starts of the season. They're not feeling great about the long-term goals of this franchise for this specific year. But I will say this: the Vikings can still accomplish everything they sought out to before this season. We're talking playoff wins. We're talking potentially making the NFC Championship. That is all fully on the table. And the real season begins week 7. Because there's no doubt about it. You got a gauntlet. You're taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. You got a short week against the Chargers. Then you got the Lions. Then you got the Ravens. And then you still got the Commanders, the Packers twice, the Bears in Seattle. It is going to be a tough test. But we all talked about peaking at the right time. Because the Vikings, they won September last year. They won October. The Vikings back in 2022, they won the regular season. 13 wins, 14 wins. We all talked about peaking at the right time, and that's what the Vikings, I'm not saying they will, but they have set themselves up to peak at the right time because of everything they have overcame to start this season. I think the 3-2 record is honestly impressive when you think about it. Christian Darrisaw, that coming back from that torn ACL, MCL, missed the first 2 weeks. He missed the fourth quarter yesterday. So obviously missing your franchise left tackle. Blake Cashman has missed the last 4 games. Andrew Van Ginkel has damn near missed the last 3 games. Aaron Jones is on IR. Jordan Addison got suspended. Your starting quarterback got hurt. Your starting left guard got hurt. Your starting center got hurt. Your starting right tackle got hurt. And even your backup center got hurt. And then you also had 2 international games. And this football team is 3-2. So you lost your second and third best player defensively. Yesterday, you were without 4 of your 5 starting offensive linemen, and you are 3-2. I understand this is not the ideal start we wanted for the season. I thought the Vikings were going to be 4-1, if not 5-0, if all things went smoothly. But they didn't, and they had to go through some adversity. And I say this again. I said this on a show recently. Back in 2017, when the Vikings made the NFC title game, they were 2-2. Week 5, took on the Cleveland Browns in London, ended up winning that game. And same with the Eagles last year. They were 2-2. So I think a lot of people were freaking out, but that win yesterday was a must-win game, and it was absolutely massive. And I do want to talk about that game coming up here. I want to talk about the Kevin O'Connell, Justin Jefferson connection. I think it is truly, truly special what they have between their bond, between the head coach and the wide receiver. And then, I'm not making this up, Justin School owns Myles Garrett. I can't believe it. I never thought that I would be typing that out on Monday, but he had a hell of a day. Then I do want to talk about the Thielen trade, it potentially being a dud. And then J.J. McCarthy versus Carson Wentz talk, we'll dive into that as well. And then also, I do have some more thoughts on Jordan Addison. A lot of people are just killing the guy on social media, saying the Vikings would trade him or cut him. I think that is possibly the worst take you can have on Jordan Addison, saying the Vikings should move on from him. But I'll ask you guys this. How do you feel about the 3-2 start to the season? You guys let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. Obviously, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty optimistic. So you guys let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. So let's dive into it here. Obviously, the Vikings, yesterday wasn't smooth sailing throughout the whole thing, but I think the biggest reason why the Vikings won was because of the head coach and the best wide receiver in the National Football League. Also, I think number 18 put that conversation to bed. Some of the catches he was making yesterday, I thought it was potentially his second best game ever as a Minnesota Viking. Still got to give the nod to that one Bills game back in the day where he had that crazy one-handed catch, one for 190 yards, 2 touchdowns. But, Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson, it was truly them putting their team on their back yesterday. I thought KOC called a masterful game. He's got the quick pass game going. He still tried to stay committed to the run, even though it wasn't really working throughout, but he still wanted to run the ball late in that fourth quarter. And Justin Jefferson, some of the catches he was making was absolutely ridiculous. If he wasn't out there yesterday, Vikings probably lose that game 17-6. I don't think they score a touchdown one time, but he's also getting all the attention. He's making big-time plays. He is truly just a tremendous player, a person. I feel so lucky that I get to root for him every week. And honestly, when I'm watching him now, I almost have to try to live in the moment and be like, I'm watching an all-time great talent. I'm watching one of the best receivers we will ever see in the NFL. He's got every record. He passes the eye test. He's a great teammate. And the combination of him and Kevin O'Connell, those are the Minnesota Vikings. It's Justin Jefferson and KOC. That's their identity. That's their culture. So tip my cap to both those guys. And then tip my freaking cap to Justin School. Owning Myles Garrett. Who would have thought that? Heading into this game, we thought the Vikings offensive line was going to get their ass handed to them, and for right reason. They looked bad the last couple of weeks. Browns got a great defensive line, but Mr. Myles Garrett got put in a chamber here, and he got schooled by school. And this was coming in from Warren Ludford saying the Vikings limited Myles Garrett to 2 pressures on 35 pass rushes. That is 5.7%. His second lowest pressure rate in a game since 2021. The Vikings slowed him down by chipping Garrett on 42.9% of his rushes, 15 of 35. That's the third highest chip rate Garrett has faced since at least 2018. And also this, shout out to Justin School. This is unbelievable. He entered the game allowing a 14.3 pressure rate, but he held Myles Garrett without a pressure on 14 pass rushing matchups. I didn't even think that was possible heading into this game. I thought the Browns defensive line was going to get after it. I thought Justin School was, obviously, going to get his ass kicked by Myles Garrett, but he didn't. And the backup offensive line, they just battled yesterday. I will tip my cap. They got beat a couple of times. They got beat on some twists. They got beat on some stunts, but they battled their ass off. And they had a huge opportunity in this game. Like, they needed to step up and play some good football. And I got to tip my cap to the offensive line. I thought they played some great football yesterday, but shout out to them. But we'll dive into more takeaways here in a second. But quickly, I do got to tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor, and that is PrizePicks. Now, if you guys download the PrizePicks app today, plug in promo code CLNS will hook you guys up with $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Now, PrizePicks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick up to 3 players same time in your PrizePicks lineup, meaning that if you want to take Josh Allen's pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns, now you can all in the same lineup only on PrizePicks. You can also follow other players directly in the app and copy their lineups in just one click, whether it's a friend, celebrity, or someone's picks who you like. Just hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create in the new feed tab on PrizePicks. And you and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid, so don't miss any of the excitement. This is football season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. And if you guys download the PrizePicks app today, plug in promo code CLNS. We'll hook you guys up with $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. But shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's show. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. All right, we got to talk about Adam Thielen here. Probably the biggest negative, I think, out of the starts of the season is the Adam Thielen trade. Was it a dud? I'm going to probably chalk it up to yes. And for the biggest reason being is actually a positive to another guy on the roster, Jalen Nailor. Jalen Nailor has looked fantastic. He was kind of the unsung hero yesterday where Jalen Nailor, I thought he had that one jet sweep. He was making plays, making guys miss. And he actually outsnapped Adam Thielen significantly. Adam Thielen only played 12% of snaps yesterday. Jalen Nailor's getting all of them. But I understand, ideally you wanted to bring Thielen in to have more of an impact while Addison was suspended. But for 3 games, he gave up a 2026 fifth-round pick and a 2027 fourth-round pick. I'm just going to say this was a bad trade. It sounded good on paper. You're bringing back the hometown kid. I get it, but he just hasn't produced. And, he's old. He's 36 years old. And it just ended up being a dud. Now, who knows? Maybe Thielen will have one more shiny moment left in him where he has a clutch touchdown late or something. But this trade, if I had to go back in time, would probably advise Kwesi not to do that deal. But let's also talk about J.J. McCarthy and Carson Wentz here. I think most of us are in the camp that when J.J. is fully healthy, he should be the starting quarterback. And I don't even want to make this as a slight to Wentz. I thought Wentz was absolutely showing his balls yesterday. This dude was getting his ass handed to him. He was battling throughout the entire game. I mean, he looked so uncomfortable in the pocket throughout the first 3.5 quarters, and then flips that switch. Then he ends up getting it going on that last drive, so he showed a lot of balls. He was battling through injuries. I will tip my cap to Carson Wentz. But there's also no doubt in my mind that this is J.J. McCarthy's football team. J.J. McCarthy, we saw it yesterday with Drake May on Sunday Night Football. We kind of saw his coming out time. Where it was yes, he went through all that shit last year. He was, playing pretty good football early on, but he kind of had his I'm here moment in the NFL. But you got to go through some dark times to get to that moment. Drake May stamp now. I think he's going to be a franchise quarterback, and I still think that about J.J. McCarthy, but you need to get him these reps. You need to throw him out there. Understand, it's a tough stretch of the schedule coming up. That's the NFL. He's going to have to play the Eagles, Chargers, Lions, Ravens eventually. You got to throw him in there. And also, I think it gives you a better chance to win than Carson Wentz right now. I think he's a better quarterback right now than Carson Wentz. There is a reason JJ was selected 10th overall, and Carson Wentz is on his 7th team in 7 years. I don't get the argument why people think Wentz is better. I know they're going to look at the stats and say JJ played only 1 good quarter out of 8. I understand that. But also, JJ is going to get better every single week. You got to get this kid out there. He's freaking 22 years old. He'll develop just nicely. But I do want to close it out talking about Jordan Addison. And actually, I'll share with you guys a quote from Jordan Addison that truly makes me believe that this is JJ's team. And I don't even know if Addison meant to say this, but they were asking him what he's going to do on his bye week. And JA said this, saying, I'm going to be around the building catching with JJ McCarthy, just getting ready with him. So that kind of makes me think when JJ's, maybe if he's 90% healthy, he'll be out there. But I do want to say this about Jordan Addison. I think it's honestly disgusting how people are talking about this guy on social media. And maybe I'm just in the, dark streets of Twitter, whatever you want to call it. But people are acting like he's just a bad human being. People are coming at his character. People are acting like he's a lost cause. Like, people are saying this guy's an alcoholic. Like, just the stuff that's being thrown out there on Jordan Addison is absolutely disgusting. And the same people who are talking bad about him are the same people who act like they never made a mistake when they were 23 years old. Imagine if I handed you $10 million when you were 23 years old. Would you just be a perfect person? Would you not make just even the slightest mistake? I understand. Him missing a walkthrough, not a good look. But everybody relax. I think he's going to learn from this. And also, he missed a walkthrough. I don't give a shit. He caught the game-winning touchdown. It's the hot, crazy scale on How I Met Your Mother. This dude's an absolute dog out there on the football field. Obviously, don't miss a walkthrough again. But if he misses a walkthrough and he catches the game-winning touchdown, I'm cool with it. So I do want to show Jordan Addison some love here. People are acting like they're just perfect human beings. And it's honestly kind of disgusting how they're talking about JA out there on social media. But I got his back. He's going to learn from it just like most people do in their lives. So if you guys want to show Jordan Addison some love, type those threes down below and also hit that subscribe button on your way out. We will catch you guys next time. Appreciate all of you guys for tuning in today. As always, let's go Vikes.